Hi everybody and welcome to Barefoot TV, a weekly online TV program which provides you with easy access to knowledge, wisdom and guidance from myself and other experts, leaders and spiritual advisors to support you to transform, grow and connect with all things love, soul and spirit in your everyday lives. Now, for those of you watching for the first time, my name is Leanne, the Barefoot Medium. I'm an international medium, channel, twin flame, transformational coach and author. I am absolutely passionate about reconnecting people with their loved ones who've passed over, as well as providing the opportunity to access practical knowledge and guidance, tools and techniques you can use in your everyday lives to embrace what you love and what brings you into connection with your joy, so you can be more of your authentic self. Now, kick off your shoes, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Barefoot TV, where I am joined by Claire Kelly, a shamanic healer and internationally certified MBIT coach who works with clients in the areas of love, business, and health. Claire initially started doing love readings, the Love Doctor, for clients before being drawn into deeper healing modalities to help clients break through subconscious patterns that are holding them back. Now, in her work, she combines many different techniques and styles, as well as draws upon her experience in media, business, and professional sport through journalism and beach volleyball to provide a truly unique balance combining the practical with the spiritual. Not only is Claire here to talk about her story, she is here to share with us all the topic energetic truth and cutting through the bullshit, which I love. Hi Claire and welcome.
Hello Leanne. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited for our show today.
Can you share with everybody a little bit about your story, your background, and how you've come to be doing what you're doing today?
Well, I'll give you the short version.
Yeah.
So I used to work in corporate PR and marketing and media. And while I was in that field or that kind of industry, I was playing kind of beach volleyball on the side, or I used to play like pro beach volleyball or play on the national tour, and I was kind of getting drawn more into the sports side of things, and eventually I kind of had a bit of an awakening and realized that I could give pro sport a shot, and pretty much quit my corporate job and ended up playing around the world playing beach volleyball. And during that process I got really drawn into I should say spirituality and learning how to manage the emotions in the body and not get injured. And it all kind of just led to this point where I ended up, I didn't make the Olympics 2000. I was going for London a while back. And when I came home, I just literally meditated for a few days. I was like, what do you want me to do, universe? Like, show me what I should do and what I received. And I got all these messages. Hey, Love Doctor, doing readings. I'd had these cards, but I hadn't done reads like professionally. And I just kept seeing all these people that I'd done reads for, but I wasn't charging for it. So that was kind of the beginning. And then after that, I just took the plunge and started doing reads for people. And then I just got drawn into loads of different modalities, which now like psychosomatic therapy and then mediumship and then theta healing, all these different things. And eventually, like last year, I did my MBIT coaching, which is working with the head, the heart and the gut. And I kept getting messages to go to Peru. Like, you got to go to Peru. You got to do more, like something around your path. Peru. All right. So I ended up going to Peru. And when I was in Peru, I came across ayahuasca, and then I got drawn into the shamanic healing there. So now I'm pretty much on the mission to work with the Shipibo shamanism and the plant medicine in combination with soul retrievals and everything else that I'm doing. So it's all just kind of merged. It's all led me to this point now, which is very exciting. It's a little bit scary because it's the unknown. And, I'm starting a new dieta in a few weeks, which basically means, no sugar, no sex, no salt for at least 3 months, possibly more. But I'm going to learn so much about energy and working with plants and helping people manage their own energy, which is amazing. So I'm excited. a little, it's a bit longer than I've done before, but it's going to be pretty cool. So that's pretty much it.
And Claire and I met in a meditation and development circle back in Brisbane about, probably 9 or 10 years ago now.
God. Wow. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, so seeing your path develop and change and shift, and all the amazing things that you're doing is such an honor for me to be able to watch and look at how much you've grown.
It's so different. Like, my life is so different to what it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago. It's like I'm just becoming a totally different person, and it's amazing because that's what I'm teaching people: transformation and waking up. So I'm living the path. Like 100%.
And it is, I know that my passion is mediumship and also connecting to spirit to help people transform and grow. And we can't do mediumship or psychic reads without working on ourselves and the personal side, because they're all connected. And I love how you bring all of that in as well, because so many people just want to sit and read tarot cards and they're not really learning and growing in amongst their own personal lives. And I just want to reinforce for everyone who's watching today that if you step onto this path, you are invited to grow personally as well, and that's where the challenges can come in.
Yep.
Which draws me into talking about today's topic, which is about energetic truth. Firstly, Claire, tell me what is truth, or what is energetic truth for you?
Well, it's an interesting, obviously it's just my perception, my understanding of it. And it's an understanding of energy as such, like the feeling or the energy versus maybe what you're being shown verbally or what's being presented. So it's almost like a construct that you might be coming across, but the truth, or the energetic truth, it's like, what's the real feeling? What's the real energy behind a situation? So it's awareness of my truth in regards to my feelings and the energy versus perhaps what I'm being shown.
Yeah. And it's interesting that we're doing this topic today, because what came up for me about a week or so ago was a question someone asked me: what is honesty to you? And, it kind of made me sit back and explore my truth and look at what was honesty for me, and what did that look like, sound like, and feel like for me? And what does dishonesty look like, sound like, and feel like?
Yeah. And it's like being in integrity and being authentic. And this is the whole thing, really. It's you've got to be authentic and be honest and truthful with yourself, because the more you're connected to yourself, the more you can detect bullshit, I want to say, with other people. Whereas if you're lying to yourself, or you're not being authentic and real to yourself, it's like, well, how can you be real with other people?
Yeah.
And
it is all based on our own beliefs, our own experiences, our own
our filters
that come in through that subconscious that we've learned throughout our lifetime, throughout our experiences. And so how do we know when something is true for us? How does it feel physically for you, for example?
Well, it's a couple of things I probably go off the most. To me, the truth usually feels light. What's true feels light. It feels good. It's almost like a knowing, or 100% in my whole body. It's like, oh, that feels right. It feels true. Whereas if it feels icky, or it feels like a bit wobbly, or like, I almost want to say like a dirty energy, or a bit icky, or like I get a sinking feeling in my gut, it's like heavy, then that to me is something's not quite right. Something's a bit off in a situation. So it's more of a sensation and a physical feeling for me. It either feels light or feels true, feels easy, versus something that feels like heavy, or, you know, maybe even a bit sad, or just like it can drop you into this kind of like a lower vibrational energy. And that to me, it's like this constant discernment. So it can be as simple as someone inviting you to a party, and you get excited and feel good about going to the party, or there's a part of you that's going, oh, I should go to the party, but I don't really want to because my gut is like, ugh. So the truth in that situation is, okay, well, which one is it? Like, what are you feeling? You feeling light and good about going to the party, or do you really, like, is it actually make you feel a bit ill going to the party? Which one okay, if you don't want to go to the party, admit that's what's going on. Don't force yourself to go when it doesn't feel right to go. So it's a constant check-in with yourself, a check-in with your own emotions, check-in with your own feelings and your own intuition as an empath, or even just people that are working with their intuition, to know what's right for you in that moment. And there's no right or wrong on it. It's just, well, what's your truth in that moment about a situation, about a person, about maybe business relationship or an agreement or work, you know. And because when if we are constantly not being true to our feelings, or we're constantly in denial about what our energetic truth is, that's when, my understanding with the psychosomatics, that's when disease can come into the body. That's when things don't work in relationships. That's when we force ourselves to go to that party, and then we're just a grump at that party because we didn't really want to be there in the first place. And everyone knows it. Like, why did you even bother coming? Like, it was almost like a total waste of time, right? So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's funny, and I'll share a little small scenario. For me, I normally on a Friday or Saturday night, I don't go out too often to have a drink or whatever. I head out for maybe something to eat and come back and just kind of chill out after a big week of work. And last night I just sat back and went, no, I feel like going out. Not sure why. I just feel it. So I headed down to one of the local, it's a little restaurant with a bar there owned by a Canadian guy and his Colombian wife. And I've just turned up and they were there. So I was chatting and I had a drink, and then had another one and ordered dinner. And about 4 people I knew turned up randomly that I hadn't seen for quite some time. So intuitively, my truth, my awareness was going, get out and connect.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, you got to do it. You don't know. And you don't need to know. You don't need to know why it feels right or it feels good. You just got to trust it, and that's the challenge. Trusting your gut, trusting your instinct, and what's the feeling here. It's actually, it feels good for me to go out. All right, let's go out. Like with me, I knew I had to go to Peru. I just had to trust. I had no idea what the hell I was going to do in Peru. Like, I was clueless. I didn't even know about plant medicine before I went to Peru. But I knew my truth was to go to Peru, and it's completely changed my life, completely. And just having that knowing what was my truth. Yeah.
And, you know, I like how you bring in the word trust. And, you know, trust and faith are 2 big things when we're working with energy and when we're working with our intuition and our knowing. How do we trust and have faith in whether we're seeing something symbolically or physically, or whether we're hearing it, whether we're feeling? How do we step into trusting and having faith on the feel or the symbology of something without knowing? Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, that's an interesting one, because like one of the biggest challenges I come across with people is they might doubt their heart, or they might doubt their gut, or they doubt what they're being shown. So for example, if your gut tries to tell you something like don't go out or don't do this, and you ignore, you override your gut, and then something bad happens, then it's almost like you got validation. You knew the feeling, you had the truth on it, but you overrode it. But then you start doubting yourself because you didn't trust your gut. So you have to that's an interesting one, because you need to be in connection with the three brains and understand, well, am I making this up? Is it a physical feeling? Can I trust my gut? Because once we trust the gut repeatedly, hey, I know my gut, if my gut says no, I'm not going. But if you've overridden that, then you might start to doubt your intuition. You might start to doubt that what is the truth. So this is where you got to work with your energy. You got to understand, you know, are you what are you validating? Are you validating a pattern of, you know, things not working out? You know, this can be a pattern with relationships. Yeah. You might trust your heart, and so then you go for it, but then it doesn't work out, and then you go, well, I can't trust my heart anymore because my heart got it wrong. Your heart didn't get it wrong. Your heart felt that for real, and then it's your head, brain, and your gut coming and going, oh no, we can't trust the heart anymore. So then we start doubting ourselves. Then we start doubting love, or we start doubting a connection. So it's a constant check-in with yourself. It's a constant, well, am I in alignment here? Do I know this to be true? Am I making this up? Like, it's a discernment. If it's from head, brain, if it's from your heart, if it's gut. For me, it's got to be a whole body. It's a whole body experience. It's like my whole body knows. Yeah. Yes or no. Yeah. And if even part of me is like questioning it, it's like, well, where is that coming from? Is that coming, do I not want to go out because I'm afraid something's going to happen? Like, because last time I went out, there was fear there. So your gut's trying to protect you. Or is it actually really, am I just coming from an old belief or an old patterning? And, you know, so it's a constant discernment, and it's a constant understanding and knowing your own energy and being in connection with that and being balanced in that, so that you can make the right decision. Because if you're not balanced in that, if you're not balanced in your own energy or connected with the brains, as I would say, you can make bad decisions. You can make wrong choices. And that just reinforces the belief that you can't trust yourself, or you don't know the truth. That's when people just become confused. And then that just almost paralyzes them. They can't make any decisions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I like how you talk about all of that, because we can, when we're having our human moments, or, you know, even for us, and I've moved through some of my own stuff in the last month with Mercury retrograde and all the planets and the eclipses. Oh yeah, and all of that stuff.
What fun that was!
I know, right? And
thank God we're out of that.
I know, right? And one of the stories that had come up again for clearing, and I was conscious of it, was around things not working, and my conscious awareness was going, but everything always works out for you, Leanne. And my subconscious is going, it's not working. The shower's not working. The fridge isn't working. Work's not working. The internet's not working. This isn't working. So I had all this stuff playing out that was around not working. And it was coming.
So you're validating that. You're validating that belief. You're validating that energy, because we're so good at validating our beliefs, like whether we're aware of our beliefs or not. But we always look for evidence to validate our beliefs. So this is where we've got to really know, what is my belief? What is that block around relationships? What do I really do? I have the belief that my relationships always work out, or do I have a belief that my relationships always totally stuff up and I'm going to get hurt? What belief are we validating? What is the truth? Because our beliefs can be a lie. Our thoughts can be a lie. Yeah. But we will validate that. Whatever our conditioning is, whatever our modeling is, and this is where you got to have the awareness.
Yeah, and that's where that, you know, what you place your energy on is what flows.
Yeah, and energy flows where attention goes.
Yeah, and what you grow. So, you know, I was, and when you are in that limiting beliefs and clearing and letting go and coming into awareness of it, it's like, wow, okay, here it is. Here's how it plays out. Great. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And for me, I often get things like red light, yellow light, green light around things to tell me if it's a stop, don't move forward, this isn't true or aligned or, you know, in your highest and best good. Or is this just a yellow light around pause, get a little bit more information, there's some more to come in before making a decision or a choice? Or is it just an automatic green light, which is what you're talking about? Is it true and right for you?
Yeah. And you can just, what I do is I run the question. I'll run the question, what's true for me here? What's true for me in this situation? And you will actually get an instant answer.
Yeah.
Like, you ask that question to your subconscious. Does this feel true for me? Is this true for me to do this or this decision or make this choice around relationship? And you'll literally get, or you'll get a yes. Like, you know, you'll get an instant, your body will show you. So you've got to be asking the right questions and reframe, you know, and this is where you've got to reframe around making choices or making something, you know, cutting through the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how do you cut through the bullshit? You've got to know that there's bullshit there in the first place. And our mind, as amazing as it is, gives us a lot of bullshit. And especially, like, it's funny because the blog I was just about to write is, you know, psychic problems being a psychic 101.
Yep.
Is sometimes I'll get visions, or I'll get a feeling, or I'll get a, you know, almost like a knowing of a person. I'll know when I meet a soulmate. I'll know when I meet someone I've got a journey with.
Yeah.
But even though I might get shown all these things and these feelings and these visions, is it even from this life? Sometimes I don't know.
Exactly.
And then I might share these visions, and then there's free will, and it goes a completely different way. You know, ask my mum. I think I've said to my mum, you know, maybe 3 times, I feel like I've met my husband now, because in past lives or other times I've felt that, and I can feel the connection with someone so strong.
Yeah.
But then, hold on a minute. Yeah, it feels real. That's the truth. But where is that energy coming in from? So this is the challenge. When you're very empathetic and you're very intuitive, you can get a feel or a vibe on someone and an energy with a person, but they still have free will. We all have free will. Just because you feel maybe a path with someone and you feel a connection and you feel this is how it's going to go down, it doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen. So this is my challenge at the moment around relationships and everything else. I might know there's a connection there, but even as a psychic, you know, I might get a feeling or a vibe, but things can always change as I shift my vibration, as that person changes their vibration, as I release this karmic cycle, finish this, bang, oh wow, now look what's opening up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, you know, and even understanding, you know, some people believe in karma, some people don't. Some people, you know, will keep replaying a lesson or a pattern over and over and over again, and they won't ever make the breakthrough. But when you can really look at yourself and really look at your patterns in relationship or your life or whatever, then it gives you the, if you're looking down at it from an eagle view and going, wow, what's right about this situation I'm not getting? What else is possible here? Am I doing the same thing over and over? Am I reinforcing that negative belief, or am I reinforcing this positive belief?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's where, particularly with relationship stuff, a lot of people do get stuck in that cycle of energy.
We can get stuck in a loop. We can get stuck on a soulmate. You can get stuck, you know, on a twin flame.
Oh yeah, and
you know, it's nuts. It's actually gone really. It's crazy. The if you look at YouTube and all this, it's insane. People are so obsessed with this idea of it's my twin flame. So they think that they've got to put up with mistreatment, or they think that they've got to, you know, wait for this person or whatever. But the truth is, if there's mistreatment or something's not energetically right, the truth is, yeah, there might be your soulmate, there might be a twin flame, but is this relationship care? Is this relationship kindness? Is this relationship really elevating me, or is it bringing me down? And when you constantly keep looking back and going, okay, what's being mirrored here? What am I being shown by this connection? All right, maybe I've got to work on my own self-worth. Did I manifest a third-party situation that the person that I feel is my soulmate and what the love of my life, now they're with someone else? What's that bringing up for me? Okay, self-worth. Now I've got to work on my self-worth.
Yeah.
Bang. So it's amazing what you can learn and grow through if you see it that way. But it can people can stay so stuck because they're not willing to look at the truth. What's the energetic truth? Maybe your heart, but your energy's been stuck on this person, and you didn't want to let them go because you're scared you're not going to meet someone like them again, or you're not going to have that same connection. but how many people can we meet in our lifetime? There's billions of people around the world. So it's actually a little bit insane thinking, like Esther Perel talks about this, you know, she doesn't believe in the one and only, which it's kind of, you know, is that a little bit sad to say as the love doctor? Well, you know, now my awareness is we can fall in love with so many different people in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a love of our life for this period, but what if there's someone else more in alignment for us now?
Yeah.
What is, as we shift and we change our energy and what we're okay to put up with and what we're not, as our self-worth increases, then what can we manifest? Are we manifesting on like this level, or are we manifesting on like the ultimate version of us? And maybe that twin flame and that connections come in so that you know your worth and you know your mission, you know your path, and now you can manifest someone on that level.
Yeah. And I think, you know, just touching on that twin flame thing, for me, you know, the twin flame journey is a journey to self. And it's a journey
absolutely,
of love.
100%.
It's a journey of personal development. It's a journey of spiritual growth.
Letting go.
It's letting go. It's surrendering. It's clearing. It's aligning. It's stepping up. It's stepping in. You know, and it's nothing to do with that other person at all.
No.
If you're and you know, I kind of want to touch on a little bit of that soul contract stuff in some ways, whether it's called that or you believe it to be something different, whatever.
Yeah.
I believe every single person we come across in our lifetime, whether it's a challenging relationship or a loving, joyful, peaceful relationship, every single person we come across in our lifetime is sent to us through love to support us to grow into more of who we are, which is love for self and worthiness and whatever it is that we're needing to learn. So if someone comes into your life and, you know, like you said, if there's a third party involved and you need to come back to yourself and ask yourself, what's this about? Then thank them for stepping in and showing you that, because that was their
Yeah. And also, you know, letting go of attachment to outcomes and letting go of a fixation, you know. And if you look at the stuff on YouTube, there's some serious energy of obsession. It's actually like really unhealthy, and people aren't getting the awareness. Like maybe this is all coming to help you let go and have no expectations, no attachments to people or things or situations. Because even if you manifest a beautiful, amazing relationship, the truth is it can go at any moment. They could get hit by a car, or, you know, stuff can change literally in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And so even this energy, this idea that we have around relationship or love or family, of course you can manifest that. But at the same time, what I found with the twin flame journey, it's actually completely letting go of attachment to outcomes, attachment to control of how it plays out. You know, people always will want to know, who's this, who am I going to end up with? Am I meant to be with this person, this, that, whatever? Yeah. It's like, well, yeah, there's a path here, but whether both people choose that or not is a different story. Yeah. You know, and so it's a constant. It's how do we stay in the moment? If we're too far in the future or we're stuck in the past, we're not in the present moment. And all we ever have is the present moment. That's it. All we ever have is the present moment right now. Who's in front of us? What connections in front of us? Not someone that we maybe met 3, 5, 10 years ago that aren't in our physical space anymore. And this is where the mind wants to go back to a feeling, because if you actually go, wow, they're not in my space, that can be too scary for people. They go, wow, I'm actually on my own. Yeah. Like this person's not in my, but you know, they're in my heart. Okay, I'm going to manifest this. It's like, well, what if you let go of that and we're really present with the people that are in front of you? And from my own experience, you know a little bit about my journey with my twin, but I'm not going to share too much out of respect to the situation. But I realized the last maybe 6 to 8 months, I've been not open to other men or other people because I was stuck on him. And I only really had the realization of that when I was like, okay, he's not emotionally available, physically available to me. what's that reflection on me? What's the mirror here? I'm not emotionally physical about all these beautiful men that I've met, and I just didn't even give a chance because I had this fixation. I'm meant to be with this guy. We're meant to do this whole, family thing or whatever. But now actually kind of destroying that illusion or delusion, whatever you want to call it. What's the truth here? The truth is, he's showing up as much as he can, but is that enough for me right now? It's actually, he's not there. He's not at that point. He doesn't feel the same way or whatever. And I just had to go, all right, what's the truth here? Yeah. Okay, now what's the new plan? Let go and stay open to beautiful possibilities and people that are really showing me love in the way that I deserve. And it doesn't mean that maybe he doesn't care about me, but I've got to the point now where I know my self-worth and I know my journey and I know my mission. And it's okay, whatever he's coming to teach me, now I'm completely on my mission. Now I know my self-worth, and that is such a blessing. Yeah. And having that energy on a connection rather than, oh, well, this happened or it wasn't fair, whatever your story is, you want to be empowered. So we can give away our power to a soulmate or a connection or a twin flame. And this is the real problem, that we put our energy into someone else controlling our destiny. We put our energy into that person choosing us, and this is where we can get stuck. If we've given away our powerful waiting on someone else to, show us that love. They can never show us that love. We have to know that love ourselves. We have to show love to ourselves. We have to stand up for what we believe in, our worthiness, and know our worthiness, so that twin flame, soulmate, whatever, we don't put up with mistreatment, and you command the relationship that is in alignment for you, whether that's with that person or not. Yeah. But this is where, how do you let go and how do you let God? How do you have faith? Faith is not something that you can see. It's beyond. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's not tangible. That's the people want. How do I have faith? You got to have faith in yourself. And I know for me, the last month, my heart was really sad. Like I'd lost complete faith in love. I started to doubt my heart, my beautiful heart. I work as a love doctor. I work with people around heart. I started to doubt my own heart, whether this feeling of this relationship was real, because I felt it and he wasn't, right? It doesn't mean that my heart wasn't valid, and the energetic truth was, okay, I love this person. Yeah. I'm not gonna say that wasn't real. It was real for me. Was it real for him? Maybe not, right? Yeah. And that's what's his truth. Maybe I don't know what his truth is. I know right now this is what I'm being shown, so I have to accept it. Yeah. But my truth is, yes, it was love. Yes, it was beautiful. And it's propelled me onto this new path. Because it didn't work out, am I going to shut down my heart? No. Because my heart led me to my truth, to my path, to my mission. And that's a blessing. Yeah. And now if I keep open and I keep expanding and I release any blocks that I had emotionally, guess what? Now I can have someone whose heart's on the same level as me, who's open and ready for this connection or whatever. And this is where you've got to get out of your head and get out of doubting your intuition or yourself and really go, no, the energetic truth was, that was real for me. Doesn't matter on there. It almost doesn't even matter about their side, right? Like it's crazy, but when it works, it's equal. When it works, the exchange is equal. Yeah. And if it's not equal, you've got to go, all right, well, maybe I've got a pattern of unrecruited love here. Maybe I've got a pattern of doing this. Like, what do I need to shift? Where am I not being available? Where am I not willing to look at that? Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing, as challenging as it can be with the twin and the soulmate, any soulmate or karmic. If you have the courage to look within and look at what's playing out, the situations, everything you can use to grow, external situations, them being someone else, things not working out, someone cheating, like whatever, all of it is propelling you towards your mission and your highest version of yourself, if you choose to look at it that way and you don't go into victim, poor me, this, that, whatever. You made an agreement with that person before you came in. Yeah. You had a soul agreement. that person, I had an agreement with this person to come in. Maybe it was just to put me on this path right now, to put me on this Shipibo plant medicine, because God knows I wouldn't have chosen that before. Oh yeah, I'm going to choose to not have sex and do this for months. No, like, sorry, my ego space. But now, like, wow, this is so exciting. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so when you can really go, this is that, for that person to do that soul contract, if you can see it that way, it changes your whole life. It can change your whole life, because you're not in victim. You're not in an energy of hopelessness or powerlessness.
Yeah.
But you've got to know when those soul contracts are finished, and
Yeah.
you've got to know, well, how do I finish the soul contract?
Yeah.
I'm done with this. I'm sick of this. Can I, like, universe, can you help me finish this? Like, please, I've had enough of this
really
lesson.
It's funny because, you know, we didn't prep anything for today's episode, and what I've put some notes down to talk about is closing energetic doorways. And so I kind of want to come in with that at this point, if I can, and also pick up on a couple of things that you talked about. And I want to talk about faith, because one of the, and it's interesting, I just finished writing an article about faith, and I was guided to talk about the Beatles song Let It Be, because Paul McCartney wrote that song in a time where he was going through challenges and, you know, was really struggling, and his mum had passed away. And, you know, as a medium, it's kind of funny that Spirit gave me that song to, you know, write about. And he talks about in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Let it be, let it be, let it be.
Yeah.
So it's all about that letting go and trusting and having faith in asking your highest source, your highest guide, your God, your universe, your spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, to guide you, and having faith and trust that guidance, that insight, that awareness will come in at the right timing, and to just feel your way through it and let it be, which is
and the other song that's coming in, like, I have a joke with one of my clients. It's like, I don't know if you know the song. It's like, if it's meant to be, I won't sing. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. And that, every time for me, that song, it's a constant, like, we can try so hard. And especially as women, we want to know that this person's worth our time. We want to know this relationship's going to work. That's why people come to me. They were like, Claire, can you please just tell me it's going to work out? Yeah. I feel like it's going to work out. You're good. And like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Right. But even sometimes them having that belief that it's going to work out, then they manifest it's going to work out. If I say, oh, no, sorry, it's crap, that's never going to work. Guess what? I'm putting that in their space. Yeah. So this is where faith is beyond. It's just, how do we get out of our own way? Our mind, our ego might want to know, but sometimes God's plan or the divine plan is so much more beautiful and so much more amazing than we could ever have imagined possible. And this is where we've got to go, you know what, if I'm not with this person, if there's constant blocks to the relationship, if there's constant problems and it's not working, maybe I'm not supposed to be with that person. There's a reason that I haven't been with that person, or there's a reason that this relationship hasn't worked. Maybe there's something better. Maybe it's time to upgrade. Maybe it's time to go for that, having it all and everything that you want, instead of perhaps settling, or the other like, you want someone who wants, you know, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. You know, and this is, I just got to have faith
about closing doorways in amongst that, because sometimes people drag with them through doorways or whatever the past and past relationships and past
all the time stories. Pain all the time, pain from the past.
So what I want to do is just invite those of you who are watching and listening to this episode to just kind of sit back and take a couple of breaths into your heart and ask yourself, are you dragging your past story with you? And it's okay if you are, just acknowledge it and breathe into the moment and the awareness of it. And then ask yourself if you're ready to ask for all connections, all relationships, all events, circumstances around your past that are keeping you stuck, held in limiting patterns or in unworthiness or things not working out or whatever it might be that's playing out for you. If you're ready to let that go, just be willing to close the door as you sit and listen to this episode, and really just become conscious and aware of when you're dragging your old story through the door again. And, you know, have you consciously opened it or unconsciously opened the door to drag it back in and, you know, affect and impact your current relationships or your current experiences? So if you are...
Yeah, or not even let you have a current experience.
Exactly. Exactly. So just be aware of where you're at and what the story is, and just be willing to ask for those connections to be dissolved once and for all from divine love, compassion, and to send back any energy that doesn't rightfully belong to you to its owner with love and compassion, and to just fully stand in your strength and your love and your divine worthiness and your compassionate truth, your energetic truth, as we talked about today. And be willing to close the door and step forward towards the new door that's opening, that's ready for you to step through and step into your truth. So on that note, Claire, if you can just briefly share with people where they can connect with you if they want further information about what you do.
Yep. So the best bet is to probably go to my website, which is just www.clairelkelly.com. So that's CLAIRELKELLY.com. Or, of course, they can add me on Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/Claswing. That's just my nickname. And then Instagram as well, which is CLAIRE_L_Kelly. So any of those channels will work, and people can reach me and see what I'm up to, get involved, do the free processes, a lot of stuff there, especially around the twin flames and soulmate, because it's been my journey as I go through pain or not torture, I shouldn't say torture, as I go through challenges, I feel like the
trauma around it.
We don't even use the word trauma. Let's just use it as like personal growth and the lessons.
Yeah.
But I do feel like almost I volunteered to go through these challenges around relationships or whatever, so that I can teach and help people. And I keep coming back to that. There's a reason for everything that has happened and played out in my life, and you just got to keep getting stronger and improving and upgrading in all areas. And as you do that, beautiful things happen.
Yeah,
so
I agree. And for those of you who want to connect with me further, jump on my website, thebarefootmedium.com.au, for individual readings if it's connecting to past loved ones, twin flame guidance as well, transformational coaching, or if you want to start shifting your shit, jump on and grab my book, Shifting the Shit to Achieve Your Dreams. And I will connect with you next time on the next episode of Barefoot TV. Kick off those shoes, put your feet on the earth, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing in your journey, do it with love, joy, and truth. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next episode of Barefoot TV.